Uma parte bem importante do nosso trabalho é viajar para cobrir eventos pela Europa. Eu moro aqui em Valência, na Espanha, e um dos motivos é justamente esse. No fim de setembro, por exemplo, eu fui para Hamburgo cobrir a Next Conference, que é um evento que debate inovação, tendências e tecnologia e os impactos disso tudo, tanto na nossa vida quanto no nosso trabalho e nas empresas que a gente atua. Bom, lá eu pude assistir uma palestra da Parneet Paul. Ela é médica com formação em Columbia e em Harvard, e ela fez uma palestra intitulada As Canções da Nossa Mitocôndria. Eu não vou aqui me dar o trabalho de explicar o que ela quis dizer a respeito disso, até porque a gente fez um material complementar em texto que explica isso muito bem. Mas depois da palestra, eu procurei a Parneet para conversar com ela e gravar uma entrevista, em que a gente falou um pouco sobre o tema que ela trouxe, mas eu também perguntei para ela a respeito de ansiedade climática e também como a mudança do clima e a nossa saúde estão conectados. E por que, isso é o que ela fala, por que a gente deveria olhar antes para a nossa saúde para depois pensar em mudança climática. É algo até um pouco difícil de entender à medida que eu te falo aqui, mas vai ficar muito claro quando ela contar agora na entrevista que você vai ver. Então eu te convido a assistir a entrevista e acompanhar os materiais complementares que a gente trouxe conteúdos bem legais para você estudar essa temática, tá bom? Tchau, tchau!
The title of my talk was A Song of Our Mitochondria, and really the message is that the way that we are living our lives in the present 21st century is just not working for us. It's not working for our personal health, and it's not working for our planetary health. And mitochondria, which are like the parts of the cell that produce energy, but we're learning that they do so much more than that. They have a message for us, and the message is that when we don't take care of our environment, it impacts our personal health, and it also results in a rise in inflammation in our cells, and that inflammation affects our decision making. So not just from a personal health perspective, but also from a business and leadership perspective, it's really important for us to pay attention to what's happening with our mitochondria. We talk about health and sustainability. Usually we always just focus on all the downstream deleterious effects of climate change and biodiversity loss and the heat waves and the vector-borne diseases on our health. And of course that's very, very important. But we also have an opportunity to shift the narrative in the other direction. You know, all the talk about climate change can make us very anxious. We can feel very helpless, like we don't know what to do. And so my message is that no, there's a different way to look at the problem, and that is to switch how we're thinking about the connection between health and sustainability. So let's start with our personal health. And once we start with our personal health, then we can look in the other direction and say, when I take care of my lifestyle, I can improve my mitochondrial health, I can reduce inflammation in my body, which will allow me to make better decisions for myself and my business and the planet. And in this way, we can do all the things that we need to do for the climate and for our businesses and for everybody else, but do it from a place of empowerment and agency rather than feeling helpless. When we look at the research around the anxiety and even the depression that comes with everything that's happening with climate change, the research is showing some really interesting findings. In terms of how you feel, it just feels like any other anxiety or any other kind of depressive episode. But there's also a third category of mood that comes online, and that is eco-anger. And what the research is showing is that eco-anger actually motivates us to take action, both in our personal lives but also on a collective scale, much more effectively than eco-anxiety or eco-depression. If you're feeling very anxious, then you will have less energy to do something about it. So I would just say, of course, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling depressed, see a professional about that. This is very real, what you are feeling. I would also say to not feel bad. It just means that you care about the planet, so there's nothing wrong with you. I think this is an appropriate response, right? Like when we see the suffering around us, I think it's important for us to feel those difficult emotions, but my encouragement will be to learn the capacity of how to deal with your difficult emotions, which means that you can lean into them, feel them fully, and then engage our compassion, which is a very different quality to empathy. Compassion means we notice suffering and then we get motivated to take action. And so try to see if you can channel some of that, what lies underneath your anxiety, what lies underneath your depression, and you'll notice that maybe there's a lot of anger, which is great, right? So use that anger to do something in the world. But I think once you look at the layer even underneath anger, you'll notice that it's love. I mean, what you're feeling is love for your community, for the planet, for nature. So that's a beautiful thing. The reason why I was talking about health and sustainability and mitochondrial health is because, frankly, I haven't seen this being talked about in this manner. Like, so we talk about health as a separate silo, we talk about sustainability as a separate silo. So I hope that through my message and through everybody else who's attending here, that it's resonating with, that we will move towards this, make this the next new trend, which is that health and sustainability is the same thing. We can't have personal health without planetary health and vice versa. I think people are going to come to this through their personal health, because I think when COVID happened, it was a good thing in a way, because for the first time, people had to stop and start thinking about their health. And they had to stop and think about the way that they were living their lives. And so hopefully what's going to happen is that now they will also start to look at the connections to climate and planetary health as an extension of their well-being. So hopefully that's a trend, and all of us, we should make that trend happen. Get curious about your health. Just ask yourself this question, like, right now, what is bringing me to life? Where is this energy coming from? And if you start to trace that, it will lead you all the way back to your mitochondria, which are these ancient bacteria in our cells. And they are helping us stay alive. They're helping us think and be and do all the things that we are in the world. So I would just say, get curious about it, find out more about it, and you will be amazed at the beauty and complexity.